As the winds slowly start to subside across Iowa today, our attention turns to more active weather in the future, including chances of snow and some of the coldest conditions so far this season. Hi, everyone, and thanks to you for joining us here on the channel once again. I'm Nick Weig. Well, we didn't have the blizzard conditions as conditions stayed rather warm, and there wasn't a whole lot of blowing snow out there with the exception of the new snow that fell primarily along northeast Iowa. But now our attention turns to another system that could begin to impact the state tomorrow night, and behind it, things are going to change in a very big way. Now, let's begin with this forecast for the potential of another wintry system. There's some disagreement in the models, and with these clipper systems, some attention has to be focused on the GFS, because so far this winter, it's done a pretty good job in tracking these storms, and they tend to make a little bit of a southerly turn as they approach our area. Now, a lot of the models, and we're going to show you one of them right now, the high-resolution rapid refresh, as we move it into tonight and into tomorrow, you see the storm system moving in. This is around 11 o'clock and then noon on Thursday. You see that snow moving in, some mixed precipitation possible on the warm side of this, and that snow moving in primarily in eastern and northeastern Iowa, with western and southwestern Iowa avoiding a lot of it. That would be a good outcome for them. That snow would move through during the afternoon and evening hours of Thursday and finally exiting the area late Thursday night. Now, snowfall totals are a bit up in the air, and I'm going to show you why here. We're going to switch over to the GFS model. And again, this one has been doing rather well so far this year, and that's why, even though it's a bit of an outlier right now, we got to take it into account. As we move the GFS forward, and this is a lower resoluted model, however, it shows as we move into tomorrow afternoon, there's the snow, but that snow creates heavier bands further to the west and south across Iowa, taking kind of a perfect diagonal cross-section across the state and producing some moderate to heavy snow in central and eastern Iowa. Again, this is a more southerly route. A lot of the other models are producing a route mainly Highway 20 and points north, and then also points east of Highway 218 as the greatest potential of some moderate snowfall tomorrow. But the question is, which one is accurate? All right, so now let's take a look at some of those snow projections. Again, these are trying to take into account a number of factors, including the ratio of the precipitation to snow ratio, and that could vary greatly depending on where you are. But still, the highest totals are expected to be pretty close to that freezing line that's going to set up somewhere across the state. Now, we're going to start with the GFS, which was the last model we showed you, which brought the more southerly track through the state of Iowa. And as we move this forward, you can see some pockets of possibly 4 to maybe even 6 inches of snow, certainly advisory criteria. But then you have that sharp cutoff to the south, where there may be no snow and just a little bit of mixed precipitation and some rain. Now, if we switch to, let's say, the North American model, which has done pretty good this winter too, you're going to see that more northerly track. Look at that. You still see some 5 to possibly as much as 6 inches of snow, maybe some heavier snow to far eastern Iowa, but a much more northerly track, which would produce snow over a much smaller area of the state of Iowa. And as we switch to the high-resolution rapid refresh, you're going to see the same thing here, actually even further to the north with those snow totals. So a lot of discrepancy here between the models right now that we're going to have to focus on, but certainly we're in a situation where portions of the state will likely be placed in at least a winter weather advisory for this new snowfall coming tomorrow afternoon. Now, that is one of 2 shots of snow that we have coming. Another one will be bringing in the weekend, and that could produce some limited amounts of snow as well, just kind of adding insult to injury across the state of Iowa. But what we're really going to have to watch out for is the cold that could be coming with some of this. Let's go ahead and take a look at that now. We're going to switch over to the North American model now, which takes us a little bit further out. And we're going to begin, as you can see here, this is Thursday night, Friday morning. And after that first batch of snow comes in, we could see another one. We're actually going to have to switch over to the GFS here to get into our range. There we go. So here we are at noon on Friday, and as we move it forward, there's that shot of cold air pouring in Friday night into Saturday. This is Saturday morning. Some areas of the state could go below 0. and really not warming up. Single digits likely for most of the state of Iowa on Saturday, and then Saturday night into Sunday, boy, the cold really comes in. Take a look at that. Sunrise on Sunday could be near 20 below in northwest Iowa. Now, again, this is just the air temperature. If we switch this over to the wind chill, it gets even colder. Look at that. Wind chills possibly 20, even 30 below zero when you wake up Sunday morning. Certainly some very dangerous conditions. If you have some early events on Sunday or services that you're heading to, you're really going to want to make sure you bundle up and make sure that you have everything in working order before you head out the house on Sunday morning. So bottom line is a couple of shots of snow beginning tomorrow afternoon. We could see several inches. However, the main threat for that will be in northeast Iowa. It could stretch as far south as the Des Moines and points east along I-80. But right now, there's a little bit of discrepancy in the track of this storm system tomorrow and exactly how much snow we'll see. I'd say 2 to 4 inches for eastern Iowa, north of Interstate 80 is a pretty safe bet right now, and east of I-35. But we could see that kind of shift southward if some of the models begin to come into agreement over the next 24 hours. Of course, once the snow begins to fall on Thursday, we'll bring you live radar coverage here on the channel and bring you live road conditions and the latest snow reports as they come in. We'll also be monitoring these bitterly cold air that we're expecting to flood into the area after these rounds of snow this weekend, with the coldest air coming on Sunday morning. And as we take a quick look beyond Sunday morning, you see wind chills stay below zero throughout the day on Sunday and finally get back above zero Monday night. So a very bitter start to the work week next week before we finally warm up a bit as we head into the middle part of next week. That's going to do it for now. As always, be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel to help support us. And we hope you join us for the next one. Until then, thanks for watching.